What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of Uncalled For. Now, this is not the show. This is me apologizing because I am stupid and I forgot to hit record. I caught it like maybe 7 minutes in, but I forgot to record the first 7 minutes of the show. You still get an hour-long show, though, so I mean, that's fantastic. But the first 7 minutes of the podcast is not on this episode, and there's no way for me to get it back. So I deeply apologize. I am so sorry, but you still get an hour of fantastic content, I think, with the other conversations we had. And the first one, we were talking about ice cream. You get to get in halfway through the conversation. I apologize. Otherwise, here's Uncalled For, episode 1. Enjoy.
It happens.
Weston's ghost, I think, is watching the stream. But as we go through this, spicy ice cream. How does that make you feel, knowing how ice cream is usually your relief on these spicy things?
See, I feel like it wouldn't actually be as bad. Because, I mean, like, just the straight pepper, you know, is terrible, but you have the ice cream and the dairy to help kill that. I think the dairy, like, the proteins break down the capsaicin or whatever, so that... I feel like it wouldn't be as spicy as, like, the spicy, you know, let's say, like, the gummy bear, for instance, that I ate, or the one-chip challenge, or we got the toe of Satan. We got 3 of those sitting over here that I need to do at some point. I feel like it wouldn't be near as bad.
What if they use liquid extract, though?
Because it is also like extracts and other things.
Like, you mix that in.
It's not just
so
like
even
peppers.
I feel like you'll have a bad time regardless if it's...
And actually, since
bad.
I just remembered I grabbed it, I will show you
You
a
just have to
picture
try it.
of
Is it
what
black?
It's not.
Oh.
The Exit Wound ice cream,
Oh, my God.
it is orange.
It looks
and
heinous.
It looks terrible.
That looks like actually disgusting. Do you remember when we did the Death Nut?
Yes.
And I vomited just so
That's
much.
what that
That's
looks
what that
like.
looks like. And
I would
do
say
not
send
like
that
it.
to Jordan so we can put
Oh
it in
yeah,
the YouTube video.
It's going to be up on the YouTube video.
That's like a rotten pumpkin.
It literally looks like it's
Here,
it's
I
like
don't know.
a pumpkin.
I really doubt this is gonna work at all, but
you
probably
can kind
not.
of see it. Well, it'll be on the VOD.
I'll put it up on screen.
No, thank you.
But it is terrifying.
But spicy ice cream, though, you know that the fact that you had a road trip idea, though, it does kind of tie into another idea that I had at some point.
Yes.
But obviously, you said this is North Carolina.
Yeah.
My
20
idea
hours.
was complete opposite. Because we live in
South
Iowa.
Carolina.
Well,
There you go.
Everyone says, like, here in Iowa, you can't get good Mexican food. So I was like, let's road trip and make a YouTube video where we go to, like, San Diego or Texas, and we get good Mexican food there.
You can get good Mexican food. You just need to know who to go
Who
to.
to go to, yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
But everyone always makes fun of us for being bad. Because we're corn
Who
land.
does?
We're corn land.
We are
The
corn
East
man.
Coast, the West Coast, those
You like my
guys, we
shirt?
don't care about them.
Rural nice people.
Yes.
I hate it so much.
But back to the ice cream thing, I think we should actually give our favorite ice creams because we just can't,
That is
not.
true.
Yeah, that.
you know?
So my favorite, like I said earlier, I like the vanilla shake and strawberry shake. It's like, I mean, I guess it seems basic, but
Yeah.
those would be my top 2.
Sure.
You know,
Viable, for sure.
those are just always the ones I go to for sure.
I've always been more of a fruit-flavored kind of guy. More
Okay.
so than, like, maybe, chocolate caramel,
So you're kind of on the strawberry
poppier
train
kind
as
of
well.
stuff. Yeah, I like the strawberry. The more exotic, the better for me, to be honest. But like I said, I'm not really a huge ice cream guy. I'm more of a gelato guy if I have a
That
choice.
sounds good.
Which would make sense why you like fruit better.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do like gelato.
Gelato is really good.
Okay.
What about Tim?
I was gonna have like one chocolate and one fruit one because they're
No.
both good.
Go for it.
And they both kind
Chocolate-covered
of
strawberries.
that wouldn't be terrible, but I was thinking like a strawberry cheesecake style. You got to get a lot of graham cracker in there,
Yep.
Yeah.
and like real strawberry syrup,
Yep.
and then probably like I'm gonna go with cheesecake. I was gonna say cheesecake ice cream is probably my favorite, but then like
Yeah.
a Heath cheesecake.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
I like it.
Cheesecake.
Um,
It's quite a meld there.
Yes,
That sounds interesting. Have you ever been to Izzy's Ice Cream up in Minneapolis?
not.
There's one spot I think it's their main store, just a couple blocks north of US Bank Stadium. But they also have a stand in Target Field as well. But I went there one time to like the one downtown, and they had a graham cracker ice cream that was incredibly good.
That sounds
But then they had one, it made me laugh so hard. It was peanut butter ice cream. And then on the thing it said, warning, contains peanuts. And I was like, well, that would kind of make sense. You have
Yeah.
something about that just made me laugh. I was like, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
You got to lay it out for some people. You can't expect people just to know.
There are
this
certain
is-
people in this
why we
world
have warning tags on electronics.
that warrant that, and that's scary.
You know, I say we just take the warning tags off everything and let the stupidity solve itself.
It would work.
The loss of life.
Then who would
be
host the show?
unimaginable.
Yeah.
Dan's still here.
That is true.
It'd be the Uncalled 1 at that point.
-3.
But as for my favorite ice cream, I would have to go with, I can't remember the name of it. I used to get it all the time. It had like raspberry syrup in it, little raspberry filled like chocolate cups. It was like really, really good ice cream. I also tried watermelon ice cream one time. It's definitely,
good.
it's very artificial, and it had watermelon seeds in it. It was candy seeds.
Sure.
That was
Oh,
really
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Sorry, I just remembered one. Hot cocoa ice cream.
Ooh, yes. There is,
Smooth chocolate with the marshmallow filling inside.
yes.
Okay, I was going to ask what the difference would be between that and
Like-
just normal chocolate, I guess, but
Down
That
in-
was really good.
down in Spencer. It would be the dock. It's the place at the college that the students can eat.
Sure.
Done by Mercurius Catering. They have a hot chocolate milkshake thing. Super good.
Interesting.
a hot milkshake?
Interesting.
So basically, you make a chocolate milkshake, but you mix in hot cocoa powder with it.
Oh, that's not at all what I was
So it's
expecting.
milkier, basically.
Yeah, it literally it tastes like you're just eating hot chocolate.
Okay, I was expecting, you know.
Warm.
Sure.
No, like hot, as in like,
Yeah, no.
you know, pepper.
No.
Okay, you always think that, though.
True.
Why would that come to your mind? A hot chocolate milkshake. That makes zero sense.
Because it was hot, like the world's hottest candy bar.
But when you said hot cocoa ice cream, did you think,
Did you think?
spicy?
Oh, I just
No,
dumped
because
habaneros into my hot cocoa.
That one I knew, though. I was like, okay, it's like hot chocolate. That makes sense. But the when he said hot milkshake, and my first thought was, oh, it's going to be spicy. I am so sorry that I am fat and I enjoy spicy food, okay?
Apology accepted.
As Tim just stares
Moving on.
blankly into the camera.
I'm looking for help.
I don't think you're going to get any.
No. Did you have anything else, John?
That was pretty much it. 20-hour road trip for some ice cream. They've got like 200 something flavors.
You know, how about this?
I'll watch the VOD later.
Next time I go out to Virginia, North Carolina was, you know, the state before.
This is true.
I'll just make the trip down there.
It was the state before because you came from Georgia.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a connecting state.
It's not the state before when you come from
Well,
Iowa.
no, I know, but I mean, it's like it's a connecting state, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it, you know, it's a bordering
Or hour and a half west, we have Lamar's, the Blue Bunny Factory.
This is true.
state. It's
they
not
don't-
even
they-
an hour and a half, is it? It's
I
like
would,
an hour.
I would love to be locked in that place overnight.
I feel like that's another topic.
Yes.
If you were
Save
locked,
that for later.
if you were locked in an ice cream shop for a week
Or anywhere.
overnight, like, yeah,
or
anywhere.
just
That'd be a
name
good
one
topic.
place you want to be locked into.
There you go.
overnight, yeah.
I
that-
digress.
Okay.
Who's next?
Do we want to go right into another top 10 or?
no,
I can go
so
next.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, we'll
fine.
go down.
Okay.
Like I said, I was warning you guys earlier. I didn't do my research, so it's gonna be a little freeform because Mass Effect Legacy Edition came out, and that's taken all my time.
I
Okay.
understand.
get that.
I understand.
Having to do with AAA gaming studios. I don't know if you guys follow this kind of stuff or whatever, but or care. Kind of like now and like 10, 15 years ago, they seem to have changed a little bit and made a shift, at least to me. Do you feel like they are going downhill with their effort into their art, I guess, is something you'd say? Or do you disagree completely? I just like your thoughts on it, I guess.
I feel like they kind of are. I remember when I was younger, a lot of the games that I saw were a lot more. It's weird to say it detailed, but that's kind of not the right word.
Unique.
Yeah, unique. A lot of it now is kind of all the same color schemes, and it just all kind of looks the same from
Well,
game
I
to
feel
game.
like every game now that comes out, it's almost without fail, it's open world RPG. It seems like 90% of them that come out,
I feel like
at least it's either a first person shooter or
Sure,
open
sure.
world RPG. It's there's almost nothing else that's like refreshing.
there's definitely a cookie cutter stereotype,
Yeah.
Yep.
or multiple of those at least,
Yeah.
that are coming out because that's what sells well.
Yep.
It's all about money. Like, it's obviously it's always been about money, but
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day when all these, legendary games were coming out and stuff, people actually kind of cared about what they were making.
Yep.
I feel like that doesn't seem to happen anymore. Not that people don't care about what they're making, but those who are above them don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I mean-
just want the return on the investment.
Well, yeah, you look at like EA and
Yeah.
Ubisoft and
Yeah.
Microsoft, and it seems like
Activision Blizzard is going way downhill.
Oh, dude,
Bethesda
Activision,
is not doing good.
Yeah.
BioWare is gone.
Which is
Yeah.
sad.
It's, like, some of my favorite games are made by these companies, and that I'm scared of what they're going to come out with next.
Yeah, well, I'm actually legitimately worried, especially now that Microsoft bought Bethesda. Starfield is going to be Windows exclusive, which, I mean, everyone saw that coming. It's going to be, or Microsoft exclusive, I guess I should
Microsoft,
say.
yeah, it'll be on Xbox.
So it's only going to be Xbox and PC. So that means PlayStation now is no longer getting that huge game, which, I mean, whatever. The game's still going to come out.
at least
like-
right away.
Yeah, like one of my favorite games ever, Sea of Thieves, is a Microsoft exclusive title. Like, so I mean that doesn't bother me, but I also feel like now that Microsoft has their greedy little paws in there, and since a Game
Sure.
Pass is a thing, they're looking for more ways to make money with microtransactions.
That's all it
And
is.
so I'm almost worried now if Starfield has those microtransactions,
Sure.
then they go into Elder Scrolls 6, which is my favorite franchise of all time. It's Elder Scrolls.
Oh, we know.
So my whole worry
Oh, I know.
is like, oh hey, you want the Daedric longsword? Well, sorry, bud, you're gonna have to cough off $1.99.
Pay to win.
Yes.
Yes.
And even if it's only single player, and they're like, oh well, it's no different than DLC. It's almost like we're going back to the horse armor days from Oblivion. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like because DLC was a brand new thing and no one knew what it was. So
To an extent, yeah.
to an extent, yeah. So they threw out horse armor. Ooh, like Lottie frickin' da, $2.50. You can put armor on your horse. I did it because
Just cosmetic stuff, yes.
why
Understand.
not? But then we got to the era of I'd say Modern Warfare 2 and like like 2010, 11, 12, like they kind of did it perfect with DLC, with the expansions and different maps and stuff. Like I liked that model.
The old Call of Duty franchise Infinity War titles did it right.
Yeah, they did it really well.
It wasn't, nowadays just the battle pass. You have to buy it. You have to get anything cool. You have to buy it. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Because they cater to what their audience is right now, which is little Timmy. No, sorry, Tim,
Yeah,
not you.
it's true.
Little Timmy that buys the battle pass
Yep.
and then gets his mom's credit card and buys $100 worth of COD points, and that's it. That's where they make their
Yeah.
money.
Yep.
Instead of putting that unlockable stuff that takes effort, that's fun to get
Yep.
Yeah.
into the game. The old Infinity War franchise, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3, they did that. That was fun. Like
Yeah.
you had to work hard for that stuff.
Yep.
All you have in these games now is the same camo progression.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
For everything.
Everything else is just to buy. Like even with the new game, right? We play a lot. It's just Black Ops 2 maps redone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
which
nothing
it's
new.
Lazy.
And-
It's lazy.
It's so lazy.
And as me, I don't play video games much.
Sure,
Like
sure.
maybe once a week, and that's even a stretch sometimes. The whole pay to win thing, it gets real annoying because I'm not going to put any money into a game I'm going to pick up once every week, every
Well, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
when you say little Timmy instead of big Timmy here,
Sure, sure.
just pays and buys the best gun ever, and I'm sitting here with my beginner. That's just not fair and not fun.
Yeah.
Rather than making the DLCs, extra maps or whatever, like that was kind of fun because then you paid and you're like, oh, I get to play on this map, no one else can. It doesn't actually give you an advantage though.
Okay, so here's an interesting question though that we could bring up with this.
Sure.
Instead of the pay to win style, would you rather? Because I mean, you're still paying $60 for the game up front, and
Yeah.
then it's pay to win after that. Would you rather have the prices of the game increase to like $70-$80, and then they don't have any pay to win? Would you be willing to Because I mean, they have to. It's getting more and more expensive to
in
make
my-
stuff.
in my world,
like
make-
in their defense,
yeah.
it's more and more expensive to make everything. And yes, they're being
To a certain
greedy.
extent.
To an extent, but yes, they're being greedy with the pay to win. But do you think if they came out with a promise where like, hey, the game instead of being $60 is $70, but there will never be pay to win, do you think that'd be a better compromise?
I'd pay an extra $10 for that.
Yeah.
Depending
Yeah.
on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for Call of Duty,
Yeah.
for instance.
Sure.
Like,
yes. I'd do that as long as. Well, they would have to add more things though. They would have to
Yeah.
put in that extra effort.
Well, 'cause I think
and they
with
have
Call
the
of Duty
budget
right now-
for it. The budgets and AAA studios have never been as big as they are now.
Yeah.
And the profit margin that they get, that investors get, has never been any lower than it is, or higher than it is now.
Yeah.
Like, it's
See,
crazy.
Like with the new Call of Duty game, so Cold War, Cold War, for example,
yeah.
the zombie stuff is all free, right? Like you don't have to pay for any new zombie.
It's part of
map.
the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying
it's
like
included.
the expansions though, like
Sure.
they put out new maps, which before you'd have to pay for.
Yeah.
So do you think that model's better, where you pay for camos, but then you get maps for free?
I think it's all
Like, how
together. Like,
Finding the balance of that would be tough.
The thing
I'm not
that-
saying you have to not pay for DLC.
Yeah.
Like new maps and everything.
Yeah.
Sure, I pay for new maps,
Mm-hmm.
but not every single little thing needs to be. Oh, well, you can't get anything new unless you
Yeah.
get a battle pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Which is frustrating. I know from what I've seen, just looking at the battle, specifically the battle pass for Cold War. You get the blueprints for a gun.
Yeah.
And when you get within Call of Duty, when you get that blueprint, if you haven't used that gun at all, it automatically unlocks those attachments, those things that you have to work for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them are the later attachments through a gun's progression.
yeah.
And so that's where that kind of unfair advantage comes in.
Sure.
So I
Yeah.
guess going back to your original thing, then, do you think we're gonna see?
I think it's
any-
gonna get a whole lot worse.
You think it's only gonna get worse?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because they're making money. Why would they stop making money?
that's true.
Yeah.
Also, this is kind of part of it. It's a bit on the other side. What do you think of games as a service? So releasing unfinished games and then just
Kind of like how Destiny 2 did it, where they keep pumping out expansions every year, or
No,
are you
like-
talking?
like, well, how about Sea of Thieves?
Okay,
When that was released, that was not finished by any means.
I see. I didn't pick it up until a couple years ago. Which
Sure.
It was a few years,
Like,
like
it
a
was
year and a half,
released-
2 years into its life cycle.
I mean, it could have been beta with lots of streamers first too, but like
Yeah.
as far as I know, when it was released, it was a little shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of games like that.
No Man's Sky.
No
there
Man's
you
Sky.
go.
No Man's
Yeah,
Sky was
No Man's
a,
Sky.
That was the biggest controversy that I can think of with that.
We don't even want
model,
to
I guess.
start, but Anthem.
Oh, Anthem was a
We don't
bad
even want
one
to start on
too.
that one, but
Nope.
no, lots
Yeah,
of
that
games
was
are like
bad,
that.
too.
They just are such lower quality for some reason, and
Yeah.
they have all. I mean, even if you want to say Cyberpunk, it came out there, that whole debacle that was with that.
Yeah.
And CD Projekt Red, I still have faith in CD Projekt Red. That's one of the big studios that I actually,
Yeah.
have some faith in.
Yeah.
I think they made big mistakes and they know what they made, but they're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel they were pushed to things. I think investors pushed them to things. They didn't. Obviously, the glaring non-focus on past-gen consoles
Yeah.
was crazy.
See, I feel
but-
like that's almost an argument you can make for No Man's Sky then too, is they were getting pushed by Sony to get this game out after all the hype.
No Man's Sky blatantly lied to the gamers, though.
Well, see,
They said
now,
this stuff would be in it, and it was not in it at
do
all.
you, do you think it was not in it because they were rushed so hard by Sony to get it out before they could put it in?
No, I don't think at all.
Or you don't think they ever had it the plan to?
There's interviews with the creator, and he said, "Yeah, this stuff is in it." Like on
yeah,
talk
like
shows and
it's
stuff.
in the plans, right? Is it? That
No,
what
he
you-
said this
he
is in the
stated
game.
it's
He
in-
came
Oh, he
out
said it
and
was in the game.
blatantly
Okay.
lied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is it?
I don't know.
I know his name. For some reason, I'm thinking it's Sean Murray, but I also think that might be.
Murphy.
I
don't
think
know.
it's Sean Murray. That doesn't matter.
I don't know,
Whatever.
but,
That's beside the point.
Like in No Man's Sky now, how many years later, is a cool game, right?
Oh,
They've
it's
added
super
lots of
cool.
stuff.
Super fun.
Super cool.
Should it have taken that long?
Shouldn't
Should
have.
it have been released when it was?
Yep.
With the quality that it is, like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I don't know. I just feel like I miss the old days.
I do.
I sound
Yeah.
old, but
I'm going back and just thinking. I brought up Oblivion earlier, but even though they had the horse armor, which was a huge meme,
sure.
they still had like
They had full-fledged
was-
story DLC.
Yeah.
yeah, like Knights of the Nine and the
Shivering
Oh,
Isles.
Shivering,
Isles,
that was
that-
fun, dude.
that
was
Shale
so-
Gorath, dude. That just absolutely incredible. One of my favorite lines I will never forget is when he was mad at you. He says that he's gonna rip out your intestines and jump rope with them for whatever reason. That just like I love it.
Got a madness.
For whatever reason, I just absolutely
Stick-
love love that line. But anyways, I thought those DLCs were great.
Sure, yeah,
and then
those
even
are great.
Skyrim, they had the whole vampire story with the Dawnguard expansion, which I thought was awesome. Then they had the Dragonborn DLC, which took you to
Solstheim.
Solstheim. Yeah, I forgot the name of the island at first, so thank you. It took you to
Is in
Solstheim.
Morrowind.
Yeah, I still haven't played Morrowind. But failure. There's a lot of games I haven't played.
We
Shut
know.
up. But anyways, those expansions I thought were great.
Sure.
They weren't super long. They were maybe $20 a piece, which I would say you got $20 worth of content out of easy. At least in my mind, especially since a lot of it carried over. Like the weapons and armor would carry over to the main game.
Yeah.
Still, because obviously you go wherever you want, you do anything. So the cool stuff that you get there, it works. And so I think it was worth the $20 each time there. The only one I really questioned with Skyrim was
Skyrim had some glaring issues, though.
well, no, I'm talking DLC wise.
Yeah.
The only one I had an issue with was making you spend $10, I think it was, to build your own house with the Hearthfire expansion.
Hearthfire. It was
And
fun, though.
It was fun the first 2 times, but
The third time? Yeah.
Because there really wasn't any. There wasn't
a lot
any.
to it.
There was no customization to the house. You would make
To a certain extent, yeah.
your base room, and then you had the big dining hall, and then your only option was like bedroom or armory. Do you want a library or
Alchemy
alchemy lab?
Or
you really didn't have much of an option there, so that's why.
Stuffed troll.
Yeah. Like you want to put a stuffed troll in your trophy room.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was worth it, I guess.
For a first instance of like home building in the Elder Scrolls franchise, it wasn't bad.
I feel like they kind of took that though too, and this is totally off the rails here, but I feel like they kind of took what they did with Hearthfire and put that in Fallout 4 with the base building.
Sure.
I feel like they kind of took what they learned there.
Fallout 4 was essentially Fallout 3, the exact same thing, not talking story.
Yeah.
With just the little tiny like things that fans have always wanted, not having to go into an inventory place every single time to grab items. You can just look at it. Like there's that little stuff that I liked Fallout 4. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little lazy. It was just like
It was a fun game though.
Yeah.
There was a few things in it that I really questioned their motive and like their.
Yeah.
I question a lot of Bethesda nowadays, sir.
I do too. As much as I hate to admit it, I do as well.
I will say, kind of in defense of Fallout a little bit, which it's kind of sad that it's this way, but the modded community for Fallout 4, if you dive into that, there's some amazing things that they've come up with.
Oh yeah, all
like,
of the
like the Sim,
Fallout
like
titles
Sim
and,
City, like they've
and,
literally done.
Elder Scrolls. They keep those games alive.
Yeah, they
the
do.
Modding community does in
Yep.
PC. But,
See, now that's another problem though too. Is it's either a problem or it's a good thing, depending on what way you want to look at it.
Sure.
Does Bethesda release games now that they know aren't fully finished, but
Absolutely.
also knowing
Easily.
that the modded community is going to take their game and expand upon it?
Easily.
Absolutely.
So you think they're actually just being lazy with it? And like, okay, the
Sure.
modders are going to
I
do
mean,
what we want to do here.
Let's go
instead.
back to CDPR. They got roasted, like literally roasted for how like
Cyberpunk?
unfinished the glitches and all the mistakes
Yeah.
in Cyberpunk when it came out. Yet no one will talk about how terrible like Fallout 3 and Skyrim and Oblivion were with the glitches. No one will talk about that stuff because we love those games.
Yep.
See, is it that they love the game or
Their creation engine is terrible.
it is?
Yeah.
It is. It's awful. But I think a lot of people with Elder Scrolls games specifically, or just Bethesda games in general, and I hate that this is the case because it gives them an out.
Sure.
They almost see it as the glitches are kind of a charm. Like it's like, oh, that's like
Maybe for the first game.
Yeah, like it's a Bethesda game because look at all the glitches. Like that's it's a cute little thing that they did. It's funny,
Yeah.
But then CD Projekt Red goes from a game that, even though once again never played it, but I know it's finished and polished, like The Witcher 3, where it's almost flawless. Like there's a few glitches I've seen.
There was glitches.
There was, but it
in
was
The Witcher
nowhere
3.
near the level of Skyrim.
Sure.
Where
But
like you had giants that were able to launch you 50,000
That was
feet
also
to the moon.
the third game in too. If you
Yeah.
play the Witchers before that, you will see
There were
how messed up some of
Well,
it
then
is.
Skyrim's the fifth game.
But
in,
it's
Yeah.
but CDPR also built that from the ground up
Yeah.
with their own stuff. I don't know the exact engine they use and everything like
Yeah.
that, but
I don't either.
especially like Cyberpunk, that's a brand new IP,
Yeah.
brand new, and you didn't think it was gonna struggle. Like, I don't know.
I think they thought it was going to struggle. I don't think they thought it was going to go as bad as it did.
I think I know they were rushed.
Yeah.
I know they're
Oh,
rushed
the
by higher ups. I'm pretty
investors
sure.
were
They
pushing them
delayed
hard.
it. What? How many?
At least four or
four
five times.
something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna literally get like a bomb threat on our building or something if we do this again. But I think they should have taken their time.
Yeah.
When games are delayed, I always say this. Weston says the same thing. If it's delayed, I'm okay with that. That just means it's
Yep.
gonna be better.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
You hope.
I really wanted this game to come out, whatever. But if you delay it, I trust you.
I would rather
I
have.
hope it's gonna be better than what it is right now.
Yeah, I'd rather have a finished game later than a
Sure.
broken game now. Every
Like,
time.
I'd be terrified if they hadn't pushed it as many times as they
Yeah.
did. What we would have gotten.
Yeah, I mean,
For
it was
Cyberpunk.
bad.
Well, they got the
begin with.
past gen thrown in
Yeah.
with like 6 months or whatever to finish that.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Oh, because we can make money there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
I
have
wonder
you
where that
seen-
came from. That's just
Have you seen how
Baffles me
bad the ray
sometimes.
tracing performance is on PC? Have you looked into those videos?
I haven't looked into the PC.
Okay,
thing.
because with the PC specifically, like at this point, ray tracing's been out since 2018 with the 20
Sure.
series cards. So it's been almost 3 years, I guess. It's been 2.5 technically since we're at the beginning of this year. But anyways, I think it was September, October 2018. But that's beside the point. But anyways, it's this technology they've been pushing. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna get better and better and better.
Sure.
This game just tanked. Like it was so bad. Every aspect of its performance was ray tracing. Was just horrible. It's like this technology's been around for 3 years. Like, how are you still not able?
Not getting it.
It's like, so how lazy was the development in so many different ways? Like, what parts were you pushing? And I get that it's a new thing, so not many people have the technology in their computer.
Sure.
Not many people have RTX cards to actually run it. But it almost makes you wonder, like, even though this technology's there and it's the future, why aren't you investing into it now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, what were they putting the money into? Because it clearly wasn't bug fixes,
Yeah.
Like, clearly we weren't on the bug fix category.
No.
They were...
Well,
They were putting their
I
money
looked at an
somewhere. Now, where
interview
was
and
it?
they said they're the people testing, like, due to COVID, could not go to they were at home, so they couldn't
Yeah.
go and test the games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an excuse. I don't know how much that caters into anything, but it depends on how many people you hire to do how much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the game creation industry is a grind now. Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah. And actually, here in a few
But-
weeks, maybe, you know Zach.
Yeah.
He's going to be in town,
Mhm.
and he'd be kind of an interesting person because he studied game development. Maybe
Sure.
we can have this conversation when he's in town. We can have him on the show, and we can have more of a because I've talked to him on stream a few times about it, and this guy is like an actual encyclopedia for game development and just game history. So that would actually be a conversation I'd love to have with him.
It's
So
fun stuff. I just I just want people to care about what they're making again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think they do. They see dollar signs and not, they don't see, hey, we can make this many people happy. They say, hey,
Sure.
we can put this much money in our bank account, and
I guarantee those people are not people of the gaming culture.
Oh, no.
They're
I
not
was
part
gonna
of
say,
the culture.
Isn't that anything anymore?
oh, it is,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yes,
that's the
but-
problem we're running into is a lot of
I
people.
mean,
are
that's
getting
how
more
you
and more
expand,
selfish.
Yeah.
get investors.
Yep.
But
Before we move on quick, Dan specifically, did you see what happened, actually anybody with Fall Guys earlier this week?
I have not.
They put out an update on Steam and leaked the game code. So you know how Fall Guys has been having an issue
I
with
have heard that.
hackers and all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's gonna get
Hate
worse
cheaters.
I think
because
it way worse.
Well, I don't play the game anyway because
their
I hate
whole
that game.
their whole thing. Got
I remember.
leaked.
It was a fun game when
I
it
hate
came
that
out,
game
man.
so
I
much.
No,
loved it.
Dan never liked it.
I don't.
It's just pure
It
frustration.
is. I don't remember what it was, but they updated everything on Steam, and they left all of the files in it, and the files even said something about "don't ship this." It was like the name of the files.
We were talking about this the other night. I don't remember the name of the file. It was like a CSS file or something along
Yeah.
those lines that
But enough that
Interesting.
anybody who is a part of that community, the hacking community,
Sure.
it's only going to get worse.
yeah, they got
Unless
that
they
file now
completely-
and they have everything.
They have
so they're going to
everything.
have to rebuild that almost from the ground up with a different
Better get started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They got a lot of work to do, but I don't know. It's going to get really interesting for sure. So,
Yeah.
anything else you want to add on to that?
I think I've taken enough of your time.
That's
Okay.
it.
It was fun.
Who's next?
I can go next since we can sandwich the top
Top
10.
tens.
Sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich.
Neapolitan.
So I had to switch my topic last second because Weston wasn't able to be here. I want to have this conversation with him later. So I switched it up. What is something that is 100% legal and fine to do, but you think should be illegal? And I'm not talking like, you know, like let's just say it's not like a government overreach because obviously this would be, but like for instance, just something that people do that bug you to the point you're like, you know what, I would be fine if you went to jail for a few days for being stupid.
Parking crooked in the lines.
See, I was gonna say like leaving your shopping cart
Yeah,
in the middle of
that's
the
mine. That's mine. Is leaving your shopping cart.
Like that was one. I'm like,
And see, I wouldn't say go to jail. Just you can't shop there for the the
Nah,
next time you
send
want
him
to.
to jail.
it's like,
Overnight
yeah.
or something.
It's the Parks and Rec meme, you know, like overcooked fish straight to jail, undercooked chicken straight to jail.
It's
That
one
is
of the
funny.
most annoying things. I hate that.
Too long?
I'm
Too
to the-
short?
oh, go ahead.
To jail.
I was gonna say,
Straight to jail.
you and I used to work at grocery stores.
Yeah.
I'm the point where I'll like park next to that shopping cart, and then that'll be my shopping cart because
Yep,
I feel
I've
so
done that
bad for
too.
that worker that has to go chase that down.
The one that always happens to me, and I always do it. My wife gets upset at me sometimes when I do it. Is with Walmart, the electric carts,
Oh, like the scooters.
the scooters.
Okay.
They'll come out and leave it, which I understand it. You know, you probably can't walk, but one time I watched it happen. I got very upset. This younger guy was helping his grandfather out to his car.
Yeah,
The younger kid could walk just fine, and they just left.
they just left it.
And it was pouring
See,
rain.
that's
and
just
I'm
pure
like,
laziness right there.
I'm sure rain is amazing on
Great.
those electric
Oh,
carts.
it's great.
Oh yeah, I can.
I used to
believe it, yeah.
I used to work at Walmart. When those things get wet, it's a nuisance.
Yeah, because there's so many little tiny things that people do, and especially working my job, you know, seeing the stuff that people do, and I'm like, you know, like the
And
stupidity.
you
is,
could arrest them.
I could, yeah. Like I always tell people, like, you know, humans' incompetence is incredible. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do you remember that one time? Was it when I was out with you at McDonald's when that guy freaked
Yes.
out? like this
my
wasn't
gosh.
illegal, but it was like one of those things. I'm like, all right, you're a dick, you know, because he went into McDonald's. He's like, I've been sitting in the drive-thru for 10 minutes and I haven't got my food. I demand my food right now, and I'm not gonna pay. I'm like,
No.
like that's not how that works,
Yeah.
bud. Like he got his food. I think what he did, he got his food and then demanded a refund
Yeah.
because he waited for too long. He came inside and started yelling, and I started totally. I'm like, dude, I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like and as he's walking out, I started upset. I looked at John. I go, you know, some people's incompetence is absolutely incredible. And this guy turned around and kind of looked at me, and I was just like, you know, like I don't care, dude. Like that's one of those
Yeah.
things, like just harassing the low paid workers, or like, you know, it's not illegal.
Lack of patience
to-
for like customer service.
yeah, like
annoys the
it's not
crap out of
illegal to
me.
yell at those guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Just rude
it's
people.
stupid.
I was gonna. Why do you keep stealing mine? That was gonna be my next one. Just being rude when, like, rudeness is never like called for. I guess. I mean, there's sometimes you gotta be stern with people and you
Yeah.
gotta raise your voice. But
Yeah.
when the other person clearly has no control over it,
The situation.
like,
yeah.
and I've been on that side where someone freaked out at me because this is when I worked at Pizza Hut. They were just appalled that we ran out of fountain Pepsi.
Oh no.
And how does that happen? And I gave a straight
you like
answer of,
Coke?
I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't order it this week. We just are short on boxes.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the order this week. And they asked me for the manager's number because I wasn't taking responsibility. And I'm like, it's
don't
not my
have
fault.
that
You know, I think the
responsibility.
biggest problem in this scenario is that they were drinking Pepsi, not Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
More of an iced tea guy myself.
But then the other side of that, what about customer service people that are unreasonably rude to customers?
Fire them.
Yeah.
See, that one's easy to fix. You just fire them.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's, you ever like just walk into a McDonald's and you're like, wow, all I wanted was a cheeseburger, not a lecture.
Yeah.
Actually, so this perfect. I walked into Casey's to get donuts the other day.
How fitting.
You deserve
I've heard,
this though.
I've heard this story.
And so, well, no, you're gonna agree. I walked into Casey's and I open up the donut thing, and the lady that was working, I don't know if she's in the kitchen or what, she comes out to the cash register and is talking to the cashier, and she straight up says, as I'm standing there, she goes, I'm about ready to start stun gunning every person that walks through that goddamn door. And I was sitting there like, what did I do? Like, is it because I wasn't wearing a mask and she was? Like, I was like, I don't know what I did,
Yep.
but like the mirrors, because they have mirrors so you can watch yourself get fat by grabbing the donuts in the back of the donut thing. I was like actually having to watch her in the mirror just to make sure like that she didn't actually come up to me and try anything, because I was like, who says that when you walk into Casey's? Like, what type of a customer service person would straight up just be like, I'm gonna start stun gunning every single person? It's like,
So when
I'm
she starts
sorry.
coming through the door, like, are you allowed to leave?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Or is it only people that come in?
I wanted to turn around and just be like, lady, I dare you to try it. Like, just test me.
Or just
please.
be like, sorry, did you want this?
Be like, did you want the chocolate donut?
I'll get the one with sprinkles.
See, that's what I grabbed was with sprinkles. I like the chocolate
Oh, yeah, those
cake
are good.
donuts with sprinkles. Those are good. But anyways, and then there was another time when I was in high school, and I was helping out the police department. Like, I was trying to buy cigarettes underage from different stores. I told you this, I know.
But because you were trying to set up a sting. Like
Yeah,
you weren't just
no.
smoking.
Yeah, I was working with the police department, like going to stores and buying cigarettes, right? And attempting to, yeah. Well, one, I'm
Except this
not
time.
going to say the name of the store, obviously, because this one is, it's a local place, and I don't want to just put
And,
him on
and this
blast,
person
but-
doesn't work there anymore.
And he doesn't work there. He got fired immediately after. So kudos to the owners. He got fired immediately after he heard about what the guy said. But the lady came in, and she goes, "There's a cop outside. Don't sell it to him." And so this guy, straight up, he takes my ID, yells. He goes, "God damn it, kid!" and starts screaming at me. And he goes and he photocopies my ID and pins it on the "Do not ever allow back in." He goes, "If I ever see your face in this goddamn store again, I'm gonna kick your ass down the street." He starts screaming at me, and I'm like, "Okay, like, technically you're threatening a minor, which I guess is illegal. Going back to this, like threatening a minor, but at the same time, it's one of those things where, like, yes, it's illegal, but at the same time, who's gonna press charges on that? Like, he didn't actually touch me or anything, But it was
Sure.
like." Goes back to rude customer service.
Well, and my wife reminded me of a time we were at Walmart, and I think I've told John this story. Yeah, she's right here in
Hi,
this.
Liz.
In this, yeah.
Oh, hi, Liz.
Anyway, we were standing in line. I think we bought a vacuum because newlywed couple, you need vacuums apparently, and we were standing in line, and
That
there
sucks.
it does. So it was.
Please stop.
When Walmart gets to around 9-10 o'clock, you have the check stand 8. And then that's it for man ones. Obviously, for a vacuum, it has warranty. You probably need to go through that one.
Which you don't have that anymore anyway. But whatever.
But yeah, anyway, so it was like a guy like 2 college kids in front of us, 1 sandwich apiece, and then maybe someone else, and then us with the vacuum. This lady comes up full cart. She goes, "Are you guys smoking?" No, we're inside. Two,
I
two,
remember
no,
this.
and so we're like, no, and she goes, "Oh." Because check stand 8's where they sell the cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, this is the smoking line. Can you guys go to a different line?"
Yeah.
And we're like, no, this is the only manned person. And have you ever heard of a smoking line? So we were like, no, we kind of need to be here. So she just flips out, calls her husband, like, "Well, now I'm going to be super late." And it's like, a smoking line? So I would say just being rude would be being
just very
illegal.
general, yeah. It
Yeah.
definitely is one of those things. Do you have any that stand out
about
to you?
those who don't pick up after their dogs at the park.
Okay, yeah. I mean, isn't there
Bring-
Is
something
that
though where
bring
it's
Trevor
kind of like
on?
littering? Like, that's kind of littering. So
I mean, it's kind of natural. I don't know.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, like, you're not.
I don't know
picking
if
up
that's-
trash.
Actually, it could be illegal, especially if there's a sign. I think
think
it's
some
considered
parks have a
illegal, but
fine, but
You have to catch the
have to
dog
catch
doing the
them.
business.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you not picking
I don't
it
know.
up.
That bothers
Yeah.
the crap out of me at the disc golf course
Ah.
when you get a dodge.
Yeah.
Crap.
Stop. Puns are the lowest form of comedy.
Well, the lowest form of human, then, if that's the case.
Agreed.
Oh,
I love you. It's okay.
Did you
I just
have
tell
one,
it like it
John?
is.
Or
I mean, every single one that I've thought of has been covered. And It's just the shopping cart one for me is just
don't be rude.
yes.
So there's another
Yeah.
topic though that we're gonna go into here in a few weeks. It's things that aren't illegal, or things that are. Or what was it?
So mine
'Cause
was
we were talking about it.
Things that you do that are completely legal
that
but feel illegal.
illegal. Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be a
that
fun
was
one.
it.
That'll be a
It's
fun
kind of
one.
like I just think of Kellen, the Erskine, that comedian, like just I'm one Amazon click away from buying orange traffic cones and having traffic go wherever I want. Like, technically, I don't think that's illegal, but it probably should be.
Bike chains.
They'd find some law in there.
Just walk by
You'd
an
be put away.
IHOP. Welp, you're closed.
A bike lock, yeah.
I just think of that
Starbucks.
immediately, and I'm like, oh my god, like it just. There's so many different things that you could say in these situations,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we might come back for a part 2 if we think of more. I mean, obviously this is going to be a weekly show, so we can do whatever we want.
That is true.
So I don't know if there's anything else I can think of off the top of my head.
Like John said, everything I came up with, you
If
covered.
you're waiting for a parking spot, someone to get out, and then someone slips in,
Yep.
I think they get a year in jail, mandatory.
Just a year.
Just a year.
You steal parking spots straight to jail.
Like, you know what you
jail.
did.
Yep.
You know.
Or here's one for it. People that go the wrong way in parking lots.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of just.
If they cause an accident, it's like time ticked on.
Yep. Yep, definitely.
Well, it's like it was Saturday. No, what day was it? Saturday, I think. What day did you guys come over and I went to Quick Star? Was that Saturday that I met you guys there?
Yes.
Okay, so Saturday they had a dance recital at the Sammy Center.
You're
And
gonna say Quick Star.
dance recital at the
They have
gas station, man.
everything.
They really do have everything.
This place is great. No, but anyways, the in the Sammy Center they have
Dance floors in the back.
like there's the roadway, the parking lot that goes right in front of the building on 28th Street. You can
Yep.
go in, you go across, you come out on 28th Street.
Yep.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me how many people go in the sign that says "Do not enter" every
that
single
happens
time.
all the time.
Or this is the best one because I worked there for years, so I've seen this happen multiple
Mm-hmm.
times. People try to pull in and like they drive in where the star's at, right in
Yep.
the middle. It's not even an entrance. It's a spot where the sidewalk goes into the street, so if you can get like a wheelchair or something up, so they
Sure.
don't have a curb.
Yeah.
It's just like a slant. How many people try to drive their
Drive in
car
there.
there, where it's just clearly part of the sidewalk?
Are we
It's
still talking about
incredible.
Quick Star parking lot?
No.
No, Sammy Center.
Oh, I was like, what
Just
are you
that-
talking about?
No, the Sammy Center. Where
Okay.
where there's the big
Yeah.
Sammy star, the big
It's
star
it's
there.
humanity's natural rebellion. They just see that do not enter. They're like, yeah,
I
watch
gotta do
this.
it.
Because there's
It's
a
like
natural
the one
flow
in
of traffic
college.
for like a drop-off lane.
Got it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
east side of the campus over in Esterville, that road is a one-way road.
Oh, they go
Yeah.
both way.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's another one. Going the wrong way down a one-way road, straight to jail.
Oh, I'd be there so much on Idle Lakes.
Well, that one back there is stupid. Though.
It is-
It should not
it
be a
shouldn't
one
be a
way. It's just
one-way.
thin. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it's only one way because of parking spots.
Yeah.
No one parks out there, so you
No.
you even pass
So it
a police
doesn't even
officer
matter.
there, and they're like, hey,
The only
what's
time
up?
we ever parked out there was late at night playing or like
Frisbee,
ultimate frisbee. That was
Frisbee
it.
out there.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
one.
they're-
All the good old days.
That was a long time. We're old, John.
I know.
We are old.
I know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry, that got sad.
I got sad for a second.
No, honestly, I like the rabbit trails. We can go down those all night.
No, we
actually,
can't. You gotta
we
stream.
can't. I got to stream at 9. It's in an hour.
It's okay.
Um,
Since I had little time to prepare, mine can be short here. So.
Well, no, we got plenty of
Oh,
time.
we'll go deep into yours.
Oh. Okay. All right. As long as we're done with yours.
I think we're pretty much there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
so
for it, man.
Mike revoked.
I didn't say anything. I mouthed it.
Hmm.
Huge difference.
Is that our first huge pun?
Unfortunately. What do you got?
Hopefully
for
the
it?
last one.
Hopefully.
Okay.
What do you got
So
for us, Tim?
around 4:15, I'm working on grilling a lot of meat because we had to clean out our freezer and everything.
Meat is good.
Yes.
Delicious.
And I get a text from Jordan, like, hey, you want a different job? I already know where it's going because Jordan's bad at hiding what he's truly meaning.
I was just asking, do you want a different job for the podcast? That's
Which,
if you said no, then I would have figured out something else.
but what other job would it have been?
Were you
I
getting
don't know.
paid for the sound?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Was I? Am I getting paid for this?
No.
Okay, so it's
I'm
the
not
same,
even getting paid for this.
same job.
That's
I
not
spent
right.
money on this.
Anyway, so
You
around
got money on this.
4:15, Jordan says, hey, do you want to be one of the talkers because Weston is sick? R.I.P.
He's dead.
And I was like, sure. What do I have to do? He's like, come up with a topic and talk with the others. I'm like, okay. It's now 7:51. That was less than 4 hours ago. So I just thought through randomly. I think I opened my pantry at the time. I'm like, breakfast cereals. What are my favorite breakfast cereals? So I went with the top 10 list.
Okay.
10's a lot.
It
That
is.
is a lot. I don't
But-
even know if I've
but-
had 10 different types of cereal.
Gotta think about that.
I realized I had this many once I Googled some because I had more than 5. So I was like, let's go to 10.
Okay.
So, and I missed some, and I was like, okay, I'm glad I Googled. So
Okay.
I'm just going to go through my list backwards. You decide if I'm right or wrong. I'm clearly right, but I mean, you're allowed to have an opinion. Oh, and then at the end, did I miss any? Okay.
Okay.
So, number 10, it's a good classic, but gets a little mushy towards the end, is Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
See, I'm not going to lie. That's actually my number one.
That
Okay.
wouldn't be on my top 10, but I appreciate
I
them.
love Frosted Flakes.
It was like an honorable mention. Like,
Sure.
I have
Yeah.
to throw it on there.
For sure.
Number 9, Apple Jacks.
Okay.
They're all right once in a while.
That's probably in my top 5.
Okay. Number 8 and 7 were a tie just because they're like 2 classics for me, but they're like literally, if I had either of them, I wouldn't be mad if I didn't have the other. Like, that makes sense. I put Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Honey Nut Cheerios.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my number 1.
It's up there for me.
That's a
That's
great
like
one,
top
yeah.
3. For
Those
me.
are actually. God, I was gonna say those are top 5 as well, but now my top 5 list is running
Cinnamon
out of
Toast Crunch is my
Now
number
I know
1.
why you went 10.
Cheerios wouldn't be on my list at all.
See, Honey Nut Cheerios,
Honey
not
Nut
just
Cheerios
Cheerios.
is good.
And awkwardly
Okay.
enough, because I've had these because we got them. They have multigrain Cheerios.
Ugh.
Sounds
They're
not
they're
good.
not bad. They're kind of sweet. Like
I-
it's weird.
I think I like those better than normal Cheerios, but neither of them are top 10 because I need like a cup of sugar with them.
yes, you do.
Number 6, speaking of sugar, Lucky Charms.
Yep.
I'll even take the off-brand just because of the marshmallows.
You can
So
buy
no,
those.
I
by
was gonna ask, do you ever get like
Just the marshmallows.
Yes.
I have not, but I
that
would.
may be number 10.
I know my dad specifically. He will go out and buy just a. I think you can get them at.
You can get them on Amazon.
You can get them at Baumgars too.
Yes, you can. They have
You can
small
get
bags.
because my
You
dad.
can get a lot of things about
That's true.
Baumgars.
Because my dad will go out and he'll buy just a huge bag like this big of
Yep.
just Lucky Charms marshmallows is all it is, and he'll just put it in a cup and while he's watching TV, he'll just eat them.
Yep.
Nice.
Like,
There's
he loves it.
a store about an hour or probably about 45 minutes south of where I used to live down in Ottumwa.
Okay.
It's run by Mennonites. But they will literally
How about Man at Day?
sometimes have
What about Woman Nights?
That wasn't even a good one.
no, neither of those were good. But a literal it's like I'm talking that by like that just bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
That sounds
See,
delicious. too.
that's not too bad.
It's so
Um,
good.
My number 5 is another tie, but I put them together because number 4. So I put Cocoa Puffs and Peanut Butter Crunch.
Okay.
Neither
Peanut butter
would be.
Because
Peanut
number
butter
4
technically has
because number 4 is Reese's Puff.
Yep.
The combination.
I will
I get
agree
I don't like-
with the Cocoa Puffs. I do not like the Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't like the artificial peanut butter taste.
I get that.
So like even like Reese's peanut
I
butter
agree.
cups in general, I'm not a huge fan of because they just don't have good peanut butter. Like Reese's
I don't
peanut
mind
butter
Reese's,
is not
but-
good.
That's still peanut butter.
Reese's Pieces
Barely.
are okay.
I feel like it's
Those
way
are great,
sugared up
yeah.
peanut butter.
I mean, Jif is the best peanut butter. Let's be real.
I agree.
I mean,
Don't say Skippy.
I mean,
In Skippy's defense, they have the little bites that you can get. Those are pretty good.
Okay. Number 3, Crunch Berries.
Ooh.
those are good.
Those are amazing.
Those are really good.
That was one where I Googled. I'm like, oh, yeah, that needs to be up there.
That's up there.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Number 2, because of the amount of sugar you get with them, Cookie Crisp.
I have not had Cookie Crisp in a while.
all these like cookie, chocolate, peanut butter, like that's not my jam in the cereal stuff, so that wouldn't be on my list.
Well, and I went away from chocolate for number 1 because Honeycomb is the best cereal
No.
you can get.
There's an off-brand. I can't remember what company it is. You can get it at Walmart. It's called Good Mornings. Tastes like French toast.
Ooh,
Interesting.
that'd be good.
That's really good.
But Honeycomb, my number 1,
Honeycomb's
See,
up
because
there.
I could have like 5 bowls of it, and other than getting full, I wouldn't get
I'm-
sick of it.
That's with the Good
That could be
Mornings.
maybe 9 on my list.
Okay.
Something like
See,
that.
So what did I miss?
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
I was like
Cocoa-
Fruity Pebbles,
Cocoa,
like
Way too soggy real quick.
No, you just gotta eat fast.
Cocoa Krispies.
Cocoa Krispies
Okay.
or Cocoa Pebbles. I think they're
Yeah.
about
See, and
the
I
same.
stayed away from all Rice Krispie style because
I like Rice Krispies too because I can put as much sugar in it as
Yeah.
I
And
See,
want.
also-
it's weird. I don't like putting sugar on cereal. Like
I need to
like
sometimes.
I love life
Sometimes.
too. Like
I don't
Life,
like it because it makes
I
my
like Life
body
too.
not okay.
Life
but
is good.
like the cereal.
I'm here with you today.
Life,
is
is,
good.
is really good.
Well, I
The
say life
cereal,
itself sucks.
And
but
the board
cereal's
and the
great.
board game. Life
Yeah,
is
life
good.
is fine.
That's fun.
the cinnamon life.
Yes.
Ooh, I haven't had that.
So good.
So
But
expensive.
That,
but
that's
so
one
good.
of those cereals though where people love to put just loads of sugar on it. You know, it's like
You don't need sugar in life. It's just sweet.
Growing up, I always was told, "Oh yeah, you want to put sugar on that." I'm like, well, I don't like putting sugar on cereal nowadays.
Well, older generations put sugar and salt on everything.
That's true. That's true. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, man. My parents will just load salt on everything. I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I don't like salt.
Do you taste it?
It's like,
Imagine salt on cereal.
oh, I
I've
feel
done
like
that
not.
once.
okay.
done that once.
Hey, so since this is like a a video channel where we can do whatever we want,
Are we?
I think sometime it's kind of reminded me we should make the grossest cereal combination we can think of and have a challenge. Loser has to eat a whole bowl.
What are the
No.
what are the variables? Like, does it have to be milk?
Yes,
I would say yes.
It has to be milk, but like we can
Don't
mix
be like Hannah who eats cereal with water.
that.
How wrong is that?
I've heard of people that do that.
I've
and that's-
seen her
that's
do that because she
disgusting.
lived with us for a summer.
That's not okay.
We're like she was.
That's another thing that deserves jail time.
like
Sorry,
Like
Hannah.
the previous topic.
Like I felt bad. It was like her first week staying with us, and she's like, "Oh, you have cereal." I'm like, "Oh, we're out of milk." She's like, "Oh, I use water." I'm like, "Get out."
That's not normal.
That's weird.
That's
like Hannah.
an abomination.
I love you, but no.
Cereals you missed. I know you hate it on like anything peanut butter, but peanut butter Captain Crunch.
That's gone.
No, that like I haven't had it in forever,
Gotcha.
and it's one of my favorite cereals. Peanut butter Captain Crunch. Also, if you've ever had Crave,
I didn't get into that. I didn't like that.
they're chocolate-filled cereal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait. So
I've
what?
seen those before.
Hold on though. Like,
Yeah.
I
It's-
wouldn't really want to
thinking
try
of
them. I
the
don't
beans.
think.
I know.
see, I'm thinking like,
But-
what's the outside? It's what filled with chocolate.
It's like a normal. I would
Like
almost
think a Captain Crunch, but hollowed out with chocolate. in the
Kind
middle.
of, yeah, kind of. Maybe a little bit bigger than Captain Crunch, but there's chocolate in them. And then there's like an original flavor, and then there's chocolate where the thing itself is chocolate.
I just have to. I have Twitch chat open to moderate here,
I see.
and Polar Nights. I wasn't gonna read any comments.
Go
I
for it.
wasn't gonna read it out loud. He goes, "Sweet Jesus, it's the perfect evolution of beards."
Well,
That's true.
We're not in order, but
Oh, okay. So I wasn't gonna respond to any Twitch chat during
That was
this,
good.
but I saw that and just started
We
laughing.
had to.
I trimmed right before this.
I realized I
I
forgot a
shaved
cereal.
right here. Oh.
You mentioned Captain Crunch.
Oh yeah.
It destroys the roof of your mouth, but
It
it's worth
does.
it.
It hurts.
But it's
I remember
so
that.
good.
That's
It's
why I
so
don't
good,
like
though.
it.
It's so good.
It's
I like
It
it.
tastes so good, man.
It's okay.
I will say so. I work at a hotel, and so we have breakfast in the mornings for guests.
Do you get
and,
free cereal while you're working?
Technically, no.
I
If
don't
he
want
grabs
that.
some,
If
it's
I
free.
yeah. But no.
Speaking of illegal,
I can tell you guys that the number, because we have 3 or 4 cereals that will cycle through each week,
Okay.
and by far Lucky Charms is the one that's eaten the most.
are you able to determine per capita what age group is grabbing that? Because I bet that's all children.
A fair amount of it is children, yes.
Maybe.
And I am child that would grab that.
Speaking of cereals, Golden Grams.
I like Golden Grams. Actually,
I can't say I don't think I've tried it.
Oh my goodness, it's
Do you-
delicious.
No,
I like- you know what I
sounds
like?
good.
Frosted mini wheat, the strawberry blueberry
Yes.
ones are
Not a big fan of mini wheats.
wonderful.
And you're not a fan of blueberries though either.
No.
So it would make
They're
sense.
really good.
Yeah.
But I also like, just the like, what are they called? The Crispecks or like just checks
Yep.
kind of, plain stuff that
Yeah.
you just pour those sugar on. That's
A
great.
little bit, yeah. Those are really
Yeah.
good. I've actually done once when I was younger. I did the Crispix, but I used strawberry milk.
Ooh. I've actually never put anything but normal milk on cereal.
It just feels wrong in my heart.
It feels
Yeah.
wrong in my heart,
It
but
feels
can
wrong.
you imagine
Like a plain cereal.
I've tried the chocolate once and I didn't like it.
okay, but now my mind is thinking strawberry milk with like cocoa pebbles or something, and you get like
A chocolate strawberry.
strawberry flavor.
That'd be interesting.
I would let you do it and not do it myself, and then
Well, I feel like it's something that we'd have to
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Just try one time, just to see.
Also, and it's probably wasteful of me, and I've limited my milk porridge because of this. Are there any like cereal milks that you just don't drink because it just kind of ruined the milk?
Fruity Pebbles. I'm not a huge fan.
It is kind of a weird taste with Fruity Pebbles. I will say, I've used almond milk a couple times just because we didn't have regular milk. And when you try and drink almond milk after there's been cereal in it,
When you try to drink almond milk
bad.
in general,
And the
it
statement
tastes
right
bad.
there. When you try to drink almond milk.
Almond milk's not
It
that
just
bad.
tastes bad.
For me, it depends on if I can eat all of the cereal. If there's any bits left, I don't want to drink it.
So like Rice Krispies and Cocoa Pebbles, like anything small.
Yeah, like it's tough.
Yeah, because
you
like
know?
you can take that spoon and you can scrape the skim the
You'll
top
never
of it,
get
like
it all.
50,000
Never.
times.
Which
You're
is why I don't
never-
like those cereals.
Yeah, you were.
Like I
never
love
gonna-
eating those, but I won't.
See, but I
drink the
absolutely
milk,
love like
you know?
Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Krispies, like stuff like that. It's always so good. But the problem is, I'll drink that milk because it's chocolate milk then. But trying to scrape that off, usually what I'll do is I'll actually take the spoon and I'll like block the cereal from coming out with the milk, and I'll use it almost like a dam, and I'll let the milk go through, and then
You
can
know
take,
some pieces are getting through though.
I mean, some pieces are, but not much. And then
That's
you just take
cereal
the spoon
backwash.
later. Then you take
Kinda.
then you take the spoon later and you do
Dude,
it.
I'm a texture guy, so
Yeah.
Also, what level
It
of
messes
marriage
with
do
me.
you get to before your wife starts apologizing for you?
I think it was
that's stage 1,
2
right?
months.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right in the beginning.
No context, just curious.
No, just yeah.
Not that I know, I'm not married, but
Yeah, only
I
with
just
him, so,
assume.
yeah. Yeah, it was about 2 months, I'd say.
My
She
wife
started-
says I have a cereal palate of a 5-year-old.
I mean, your list isn't too far off.
It is a
I
lot of
would
sugary.
almost
But a
say-
5-year-old wouldn't have honeycomb number 1.
No,
True,
see,
they'd
I
have, like,
would.
I have a
almost-
mature palate for cereal, I think.
I only eat
Grape nuts?
Dashi. I only eat multigrain cereal.
Like Life
Okay,
and
boomer.
Crispex and whatever.
That's what I had.
I mean,
So
it's
I
a
would say,
stretch,
like,
but
I think everyone else should just go like at least top 3, maybe, because I don't have the mental capability
Sure.
to put a top 10 list together in my head and remember
Got
the
you.
order it was in.
I clearly have notes.
You
Yeah.
have notes, so I wasn't prepared for this. So I would say, just without really thinking, if I had to pick a few different types of
Like, you're
cereals,
standing in a cereal aisle, you get to pick 3.
yeah, if I had to pick 3, I would go with Frosted Flakes, would be 1, Life would be 1, and this is no particular order.
sure.
So Frosted Flakes, Life, because then you get the super sweet, you get the more, I guess, easy going, and
Healthier to an
Then, yeah,
extent.
and then I'd go with a chocolate one, probably like Cocoa Pebbles or Cocoa Krispies or Cocoa Pebbles, one of the two.
Okay.
So you got like your sweet sugary with the Frosted Flakes, you got your normal with Life, and then you got the chocolate. I mean, those are
Yeah.
I say that's a solid 3,
Yeah,
I think.
I call it.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch number 1. Probably Cinnamon Life number 2. And it's a toss up between probably Fruity Pebbles or the blueberry frosted mini wheats.
See, I haven't tried those, but I really want to. I didn't
Those
know
are
it was a
really
thing.
good.
I love blueberry
And that's the
stuff.
thing, you can eat those like
Just-
I mean they're big chunks. That's easy
Yeah.
to eat out, and then the milk is like blueberry.
That's another thing. Do you guys ever just go and like fill up a cup with cereal and just eat it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A cup?
Depends
I
on
just
the-
out of the bag.
Yeah,
Or box?
I have we have a 2-year-old.
depends
We
on the
eat
cereal.
a lot of
but yeah.
cereal, and it's literally just a grab. You just grab the box and just snack on it.
Yeah. See, I don't like sticking my. See, here's the thing. I don't want to stick my hand in the box because there's other people that are going to be eating out of it.
Yeah.
Not if you
so-
finish it.
That is true.
That's very true.
That is
But
true.
I would rather just put it in a cup that I know I'm going to eat. I can go back and get more. I don't want
Yeah.
to like stick my hand in when everyone else is
I
eating.
get
it.
that.
I admittedly did that with like about half a box of cornflakes one day.
Especially since most of the time I'm eating in this room, which, as you guys are feeling, we're all sweating, I think. It's hot in here. I don't want to stick my sweaty hand in a box of cereal.
I
It's
get
like,
that.
I can't do it.
That's why you just keep the box of cereal in here with you.
Or bottoms up.
When in doubt, pinky up.
just dump it into the mouth.
Yes.
You
Or
don't have
you-
to touch it.
You do the those stupid life hack videos. Have you ever seen those? Like just the really stupid ones. You wear a hoodie backwards and you fill the hoodie up.
That
you
doesn't
can just
sound
like,
stupid.
You can just like go down like a horse out of a trough.
Or when masks were like new, people were like sneaking snacks into their mask and eating them while they're
The
working.
double mask that you just open.
Oh, that's another thing too that we could talk about on a different show. Is when I was at my sister's band concert, they cut holes in their masks so they could still play the instrument. Like, what's the point?
That motion made it look like you were smoking.
Like, why? But like, that's totally off topic. Totally something else for another day. But that's something we could talk about at some point.
Make a running bit. What's the point?
What's the point? Every single week, we point one thing out that just has no point at all. But no, that would definitely be on there.
Oh gosh,
So
I got off track on thinking of my top 3 cereals. Oh no, peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Yes.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and probably Frosted Mini Wheats.
Okay. And since this is going to go up on YouTube, we have to do the stereotypical YouTube thing. Tell us in the comments what your top 3 cereals are.
And
Put it
why
down
I
there.
am correct.
And why
Well,
Tim
that-
is a child.
I
agree with
I don't
his
know
wife.
if I'd say correct, but I mean you're not too far off, but I wouldn't say you're spot on. You know,
I just wish
To
we had
each
all the
their own.
cereals
To each their own.
right here.
just a wall of cereals.
Well,
I should have painted. I should have just put up cereal dispensers.
I mean, John probably knows the video I stole this from was a Dude Perfect idea where they had a wall of like 40 cereals, and a guy went through and just picked his top 10, and anytime they disagreed with him, he's like, try it.
I feel like there's a lot of ideas that we could steal from other channels and just talk about.
Well, I mean, nothing's original anymore.
No, nothing is.
But
Kind of like the topic for the future I got from another podcast. How many 5-year-olds could you fight? Like that's gonna be fun.
Let's just leave it at that. Leave some
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, like we'll just leave it there. That'll be fun.
I remember
Weapons
listening to
or
that.
no weapons?
We'll talk about it later.
Are they prepared, or are you just walking
We're-
into a Chuck E. Cheese like, let's go?
Are they trained by military experts?
Yeah, we're gonna get military trained 5-year-olds, Dan.
You never know. It
the
could be
future,
the future.
you never know.
You don't know what they're
Go
teaching
to
them there.
lots of third world countries. There's lots of child warriors like that.
I mean,
We should stop now.
before we just like go through and do absolutely.
We just did a
nothing.
month's worth of episodes on one night.
Hey, now we got topics for later though.
Yes.
I have a whole list in a Google Docs.
Me too.
That's just like
Yep.
at least 30, 40 things that we
Yep.
can talk about. But my main one, I think I'll hold off till next week until Weston's here because he's a technology guy. So I think it'd be interesting to hear his input.
And
on
I'll
it.
actually probably be sitting in that chair
You'll
doing my
still
job.
be here. Yeah, you'll be in that chair. You'll be running sound because right now we don't have.
Instead
a
of
sound guy.
people having like a cat cam, we can have a Tim cam.
I actually have a webcam. We could do that. we
Just a little
could,
frame in the
Give me a
corner.
little headset.
well, I have a couple extra mics. We could just have it so like we press a button and it pops up the camera and it unmutes his microphone and then he presses it and it hides him again.
I like
Oh,
it.
that'd be so stupid. But anyways, do you think that's probably a good stopping point then? I mean, it's
That was good.
been an hour and 8
It's fun.
minutes of talking.
I'm sure people are sick of us already.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, I see someone in chat. Oh shoot, I missed the start.
No,
missed the
you're
whole
right
thing.
on time.
Right on
You
time.
missed the whole thing, bro. So anyways, I have to end it with this. I forgot I could have started the
I thought you were
recording
pulling
here.
out a cool item. Nope,
Yeah.
keyboard.
I don't have a cool item. This is my wireless keyboard because you're not there.
yeah.
Failure.
So just jump over, crash into my
That's
desk.
the ending. Because everything's unplugged.
Oh, that'd be awful. It was a pain in the butt to plug it all in. So anyways,
was.
guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow if you haven't done so. We do this every single Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, which is, I guess, depending on where you are in the world, an hour and 9 minutes ago. So every Monday night, just take your clock back, an hour and 9 minutes. There you go. That's the time we start every Monday.
Unless you're watching this back.
That's true,
true.
unless you're watching us back, but that's beside the point. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to break this up into 4 different segments with the full show going up next Friday. So if you actually missed it, full show Friday on YouTube at, I guess, no specific time yet. I don't have a schedule. Probably around like 3 p.m. Central. I don't know yet. That's not important. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And, I guess
Come back and
It-
watch huge media in a small room.
a small, very hot room, I might
Yes.
add.
Yes.
Very,
Some
very
large
hot.
individuals.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Hugies, for watching.
We're not starting. No.
No.
Because
No.
you say Hugies and I think Huggies diapers and I'm just like, nope, that's not.
Fans
Not
of
a
the show,
thing.
they're Hugies.
We're not there yet.
We're not
Let's
to that
just
point
stop.
yet.
We are absolutely not there yet. So thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
And
See you next week.
see ya. Bye bye. Is this